My name is Lisa. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here today with an online class. We're going to be making what we call a barn door card, and it's just going to open from the bottom. It's still a very simple, easy card to make, and so we're going to go about making this today. We're also going to play around with a new stamp set, which is from the new January to June mini catalog. If you are one of my customers and you have placed an order within the last year, then you're already on my list. I've got a catalog on its way to you along with a celebration brochure, because being January, we of course have celebration going on. So new catalog, new brochure. You really want one. They are super cute. I had a ton of flags in there, and tomorrow we get to order as demonstrators. We get to place pre-orders a month before everybody else. And so I will have new product in my hand very shortly, and I'm super excited about that, as if you can't tell, right? So here we go. Like I said, these are our catalogs. Hopefully you're one of my customers and you've placed your order in the last year, and you will have one on the way. This is the card we are making. And what I did was I just started out with an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. That's how we start all of our cards, is we start with one sheet of cardstock. We're going to cut in half and fold in half. And now for a lot of the cards we do, and this is coming Facebook Live, you're not going to want to miss, but most of them we cut on the 5.5, here, and then full score on the 4.25. Well, today we're doing it the other way. I cut it at 4.25 down the middle, and then I scored it at the 5.5. And so that's going to give me this fold, and it can either be a portrait or a landscaped card. Today we're doing landscape. And in order to do the bottom half, what I'm going to do is, because this is 4.25, 1/2 of 4.25 is 2 1/8. And so I'm going to cut it on 2 1/8, which is, there's 2 and then 2.25. 2 1/8 is going to be right in the middle. So in between those two, there's a little tick mark down here, but just halfway between 2 and 2.25. And then I'm going to cut up to the 5.5. Now I've already got it scored, so it's good and easy for me to tell where to stop, but there's also a measurement on the side here. Then I'm going to want to cut it off the front. So I'm just going down and cutting that off. Okay, simple enough. So that's giving us our barn door base. And this is just a scrap we can use for something else. Now I'm going to bring in some additional pieces. And so this is our standard layer. This is 4 inches by 5.25. And then I've got some little pieces. So here I have, this piece here would be 1 7/8 by 5.25. And then I've got my little blocks that are going to go in the bottom that are 1 5/8 by 1 5/8. And the first one I made was 1 5/8 up here too, but it seems like it worked better if I did 1 3/4. And I guess that's because we don't have this additional border at the bottom. So those are 1 5/8 by 1 3/4. And then we're just going to arrange them and glue them down. So this is going to be really easy. I'm just going to mix them up this time. This time I did it here where they're one on top of each other, and I'm not sure I really liked that. So this time I'm going to swirl them around, and we're going to glue them down separate in a different order. So we're just going to take our Stampin' Seal, and you could use liquid glue for this as well. But I'm going to go ahead and put the 2 outside edges on. And I do that because it's so much easier to find where the middle one goes if I have the 2 outside edges on. And this designer series paper I'm using is Classic Christmas. And this is what came with the Curvy bundle. I don't know if you guys have purchased that one yet, but it was something, again, they released out of the new catalog a little bit early. And this was the paper that came with it. So that is available online now. And I just thought it was going to be really pretty to go with this. And you'll notice when I'm using the Stampin' Seal, I'm only using little bits of it. I don't have to cover the entire back of it. I'm just using little bits to make sure that it sticks. It does stick very well. And there we go. So there's the basics of our card. You could go ahead and write your message on the inside. We can go ahead and put a message on the outside. So I'm going to do 3/4 for our white strip, 3 inches long. Try to always use my trimmer because I always get straight, even edges. I'm going to reach over here for some cherry cobbler. Okay, and I don't know if you guys can see, but what I did here is cut a slit in the bottom layer, and I'll show you that in a second, and then stamped onto this and ran the ribbon underneath. For that, I used our Snowman Season. Okay, so that's Merry Christmas stamped in Cherry Cobbler, and I'm going to put it on Cherry Cobbler cardstock. But first, what I want to do is cut a little snip right in. I believe I might have done this with one with an X-Acto knife. But I'm going to feed it through the little slit that I made. There we go. Just like that. And this is just a different way that you can choose to add ribbon. I thought I'd try to show you something different. And then that's going to go right over the top. So like I said, not real exciting, just different. And then I can go ahead and put this to the front of the card using dimensionals. And there you go. There's our barn door card. So again, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's cards and that you find the folds useful. You can make it exactly as I've shown it, but that's not necessary. I mean, like once you figure out a fold and the size of the cuts, you can change this into a birthday card, a thank you card, you know, the list is endless. And again, I want to thank you for joining me, and I will see you back here on Monday at 2:30. Also, I'm going to do coffee and cards this Thursday, and I'm going to have a bonus. If you're local and you want to swing by and pick up a little packet, I'm going to make 5 cards. I'm going to do one each Thursday, and I'm going to make a little packet. So if you want me to mail you one or you want to swing by and pick one up, you can make the same card I'm making for coffee and cards on Thursday mornings. And I'm going to make one packet that's going to be all 5 cards for December. And if you don't make the coffee and cards, then shoot me an email. I'll shoot you pictures, but I hope you can join me. So thanks for joining me, and I will see you next Monday here at 2:30 if I don't see you Thursday for coffee and cards. Thanks. Bye.